Hey guys, Joe here from Worship Guitar Sound. Today we're going to look at the Solid Studio by NUX Effects. This is an IR and power amp simulator. So a little bit different than like a Strymon Iridium or something in that category. It's more similar to me to like a 2-notes cab kind of solution. What's cool about it, it does have a DI out, so this would be a really great DI solution for pedal boards going directly to front of house. If you rely mostly on your drives to get your tone, which is kind of what I do, I run into a pretty clean amp, this might be a good solution for you. So let's go ahead and hear my bypass signal. I am running through my full pedal board off screen here. I've got my Ego compressor on, which is always on, and a Euphoria. It's not going to sound very good, just warning you, but this is what it sounds like bypassed. You can also hear my timeline and my big sky going, and I'm just going directly into the front end of this. So let's go ahead and hear with just the cab turned on. This is the it's the V412, which I believe is their Vintage 30 4x12. And then you can see that that's running through the R121, which I believe, again, Royer 121. You've got center, mid, and edge. I'm not going to go through everything here. That's not really the point of this video. The point is just to get some first impressions and hear this thing. So let's go ahead and see if we can make this thing sound good. I'm going to turn on the amp now. Everything at noon, presence down just a bit. Same cabinet. Immediately, I love that sound. Again, it's only mono, so if you wanted to run this in stereo, you'd want to put it before your time-based stuff, and then run that out to a DI box or something like the Pinstripe Daiso Plus. And as you can tell, my reverb tails and my delays are pretty clean. And that's because I'm not hitting the front end of this that hard, and the power amp section doesn't actually have a ton of drive. All right, let's listen to a couple other sounds. This is the EL84 power amp section. Flipped it all the way up to the 421 on the Alnico 2x12 cabinet. And here's what it sounds like. So I'm hearing a little bit of noise. You hear that hum and that buzz that's happening. That is an inherent disadvantage of a pedal like this. Because it's going DI out, you're going to have potential for ground loop and ground hum. And I left that in there. And the purpose for that is to show you that even though this does have a DI output, it may not be super clean. If I turn my guitar signal down, it does kill it. So some of that is coming from my guitar, but some of that could be fixed with a ground lift. So that's one mark I'll have against this. And that sound, the 2x12 cabinet, sounds a little bit small to me, and I think part of that is coming from those EL84s. So back up to the 6v6. Yeah, that brings a lot of that body back. So I tend to like the 6v6 on this a little bit more. Let's find a couple more tones. I'll flip through some things and see what we can make this thing do. This is a Greenback 4x12. go ahead and turn on a kilt V2. Okay, I'm noticing it do something. As I'm pushing the front end of this harder and harder, it's giving me what feels like sag. So if you're not familiar, sag is when a power amp section compresses because there's too much voltage hitting the transformer. So what that ends up doing is it sounds like everything's getting squeezed and pumped in and out. This is giving me that, but it feels like it's doing it too much. Let's hear that again. So listen for the volume to jump in and out. Let's see if we can get rid of that by pulling the drive section back. Okay, so that's interesting. Again, I'm learning this pedal with you guys. That drive section, as I pulled it back, really did get rid of that sag. So it must have been a feature they added to this pedal. I feel like it might be a little much. And I'm only running through, it's a Sir HSS Antique, but I am running through a low output humbucker in the bridge, and that's what you were hearing there. So not a ton of output. I mean, if we were running a guitar with active pickups or hot humbuckers into this, I feel like we would hear that quite a bit more. Let's find a couple more sounds and we'll go ahead and end this video. Back to the Ego and the Euphoria. Kilt is turned off, and this is the Deluxe Reverb 1x12. I'm going to flip through a few mics. Here's a U87. Royer 122. And let's hear what that position control. Here's the center position. Should be brighter. Back to that middle of the cone. And this is edge. This should be pretty dark. I don't know about you guys. I'm not hearing a whole lot there. If you do hear something, let me know. But I'm not hearing a whole lot. There's a C414. This should be a pretty bright mic. Finally, I want to hear that 1960 cab. Let's go to that. So this would be like a Marshall 1960 with those T75 speakers in it, I'm assuming. Oh yeah, so that's got that Marshall mid-range honkiness, where I bet if I turned on a kilt, this would really sound like a JCM 800 or something. But let's hear it with the Euphoria and the Ego. And here's with the kilt. That's really nice. I like that. All right, let's hear that with the EL34s, which would make sense for a Marshall. Immediately louder. Oh, I think I like the 6v6 the best. Okay, that was a first look at the NUX Solid Studio. Let me know what you guys thought about this thing. I think it sounds really good. Definitely a great alternative to something like an HX Stomp, which is sitting at $650 now. Even the Strymon Iridium being $399, this still comes in at half of that. So I think this is a really wonderful choice. If you guys have any thoughts or comments, put it down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.